Hey y'all, it is 7:10. We are late, but welcome to 2 cents on the dollar. And since everybody is late today, I would take this opportunity to let you guys know what it is that we like to do. Here on 2 cents on the dollar, we just add our 2 cents into whatever topic it is that we choose. You do have the opportunity to join us. You have the opportunity to come jump in our lives, give your 2 cents. Please don't hesitate. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. We will do this twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to about 9. So today,
Blended Minds in the building.
Blended Minds is in the building. Today, I choose the topic that we would discuss, and today I have a question for everybody. And my question today would be, since all of the questions we have been centered around women, expectations, relationships, whatever, I decided to keep the ball rolling. So my question to everybody would be, what would you consider a toxic trait? So
That's a good one.
because everybody's so
It's a real good one.
because everybody is so hung up on calling people toxic, or they're hung up on telling people that they're the reason why the relationship didn't work out. So
Be honest and chime in. What's your toxic trait?
what is your toxic trait, and what do you think a toxic trait is? What is your toxic trait, and what do you think a toxic trait is? So,
Or what toxic trait you can't stand?
right, that too, all that. What are red flags? What are things people would consider a red flag? Because people say that all day long. They're like, "Oh, you're a red flag." I said, we say that about our clients. "Oh, you're a red flag client." What makes them a red flag client? What do you consider to be a red flag? So I guess considering the fact that I have the question,
Pop it off.
I will go first. Okay, well, my toxic trait, ooh, that's a hard one. Because everybody would like to think that we don't have one. Let's get back to that. No, I guess I can say my toxic trait would be crickets. Because I don't know.
Oh, wow. That just means she got multiple toxic traits, people. And she's trying to shuffle through one just to make sure they put your mind at ease that she only has one. But no, it's a Rolodex in there.
Oh.
It's a Rolodex.
Toxic trait. Well, I can say to a certain extent, I could be clingy, so I guess that's kind of a toxic trait for me. Any type of abuse is a toxic trait. I don't care how you look at it. And I have, in some instances, have been an abuser, whether it was emotional and or physical. That's a toxic trait. I wouldn't say that I've been in relationships where I've went back and forth with my partner and we just like to fight, and no, it's never that type of situation. But I can say that I have kept situations going that didn't need to be kept going. I have handled things in my feelings that later I felt like I didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You just did it just because. You just did it just because you knew you could, or just because you knew it was gonna get up under somebody's skin. And I think as you get older, you kind of either learn from the toxic traits and grow out of them, or you go deeper into them and it becomes worse. So It's a lot of things that can be a toxic trait. A lot of things.
Yes, and I say mine would probably be verbal abuse, I guess, because my words sting. I don't only know how to deliver one type of way.
But wouldn't verbal abuse also be in the emotional abuse? Because aren't you tearing down the person's emotions?
Yeah, at that point, if they took me there, that's the only reason why when and why I use it. So definitely it'll be verbal. I know what words, I know what statements I need to say because I've been around you. I know you, I absorb you, so I know exactly how to get to you.
Oh, I ain't gotta do fine shit.
I didn't turn shit up.
Oh, shit, that was that high already?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's too high.
But
So we're not gonna get no.
where's the rest of our team? I do not know. One is cutting hair. Should be pulling up any moment. Hopefully.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a lot of toxic traits. I feel like you can make something that wasn't a toxic trait, depending on how you decide to maneuver.
Pettiness is a toxic trait.
Most
I hate pettiness.
I hate tit for tat.
Yeah, tit for tat bullshit. Like
Two wrongs don't make it right. I don't understand why you want to do that.
Like if I exhausted every angle and everything with you, then I might stoop down to your level and go for that motherfucking petty shit, that tit for tat shit. But that's not what I'm going for first because I gotta give you. I'm using your ammo against you as a last resort because that shit annoys the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna do something that annoys the fuck out of me to somebody else.
But would it really solve the problem if you know that person is tit for tat or petty, like you're doing the same thing to them? Would it really help or solve?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, yes, because some people don't know what they're doing. It's subconscious. So if you don't know what you're doing until it gets presented to you, then you be like, I don't like that. Oh, you don't like that. Well, you did. That's the same content.
Well,
so it's like, check yourself now. So it's like, in other aspects, no, it won't work. It'll just antagonize the other person and you go back and forth.
So you're saying that that's the only way you can present it with them because you tried everything else to present them with the
I'm
thing
talking
that
about
bothered you?
from my personal, I'm not talking about for everybody's action because every action doesn't need a reaction. And then it's how you react to certain things, you can still come out on top. But for me, if you're a close friend, and this is what I'm speaking about, a close friend. I ain't speaking about no stranger out in the streets. I'm talking about your circle, your inner circle, your business circle, whatever it may be. That should be the last resort to stoop down to their level so they can get a better understanding on what they're doing.
But even if you stoop down to their level, do you feel like they have a complete understanding? Because a lot of the times they don't see that what you're doing is exactly what they're doing, and then when you try to explain it to them, instead of explaining it to them when they did it.
But like I said, some people can take it verbally, some people can take it when they see it. So it's just like seeing is believing, but for other people it's verbally. Well, I'm giving you both. I'm giving you both. And if you still don't see it that way, well, guess what? You can't be helped at the time. Your fist is closed. You're closed-minded. You feel like you're right and everybody else is wrong at that point. I talked to a brick wall, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to cut the conversation short and be about my way.
Right, and I can understand that. I can understand why you would want to do that. So this here.
My daughter called me.
But yeah, today has been a long day, and I feel like people in general, everyday draining task can be toxic. It can create toxic traits in relationships, and it can create problems if you are a toxic person. Um, that's just what I feel like. Toxic people create toxic situations. So when you talk about a toxic person or you talk about toxic traits, you're really talking about toxic people. How do you not be, or how do you come out of being a toxic person? That's the biggest thing because it's a lot of red flags out there. Being late is
It's
a red
almost like
flag.
an addiction. You gotta go through the denial phase first. There's steps to this. I was like, once you get out of the denial phase, now you know what the problem is, and then you can start correcting it. You can't start correcting nothing until you discover the problem. And if you don't think you have a problem, well, there's nothing. Like you said.
Most people most definitely have a problem and don't realize that they have a problem until they are too deep into the problem that they're in. Um, and I think that's a huge problem.
And yeah, I think that will make people end up at rock bottom.
Yeah,
You hear rock bottom, that means you are alone. You might not even be financially or with a job or anything. Rock bottom,
yep.
you can be
Mentally,
socially rock bottom, mentally rock bottom.
emotionally,
Like,
all that, rock bottom.
you don't want to hit none of that
Sometimes you have to.
build back up.
And the reason why I said it is because hitting rock bottom is gaining knowledge. People don't necessarily go through things that they should think about through life on a daily basis until they hit rock bottom. Because now they have all the time in the world to think. Nobody's occupying their time and space. You know, nobody's being a toxin to their lifestyle, so they have no choice but to level up. You know, that's when it's time to, eliminate the toxins. When you realize that, you are alone, you start to eliminate people. You start to think about the things that benefit you. You know what I'm saying? You start to think about the toxins that you can eliminate. Because people, like I said, people in general are toxic. If I'm trying to get myself together and I got a friend and my friend like, oh, let's go to the club. Let's do this every time. Let's do this. Let's spend some money. Let's go. That's a toxin. I don't care how you look at it. That's a toxic trait. That's a toxic friend, especially with her knowing or him knowing that you are trying to get yourself together. Then you got toxic traits. Mm. Hold on. Oops. Then you got toxic traits in relationships. Where people just want control. I think toxic traits in relationships come from a sense of control. I have to be in control of this part of the relationship. I have to be in control of the entire relationship. I think that's where toxic traits come in at.
The dominance.
I don't want my man to leave, so
The dominant battle.
yeah, or I don't want nobody else to have him, so I'm gonna vandalize his car and flatten his tires or
Attempt to kill him.
I don't know about that.
Hey, women have done it and men have done it.
Yeah, because I sure feel like women who vandalize men things and men who vandalize women things. I feel like that's a toxic trait. Because what did this item do to you? Why would you? And then on top of that, what kills me is you will vandalize your partner, the person who you're sleeping with. You will vandalize their stuff, and then turn around and help them replace it. I don't understand that. I'm not about to do that.
Same thing when people help them go to jail.
I'm not about to do
Help them
that.
bond them out.
I'm not about to take you to jail and bund you out. If I send you to jail, I sent you there for a reason because I don't like sending people to jail. I really don't. That's a toxic trait. Women who just want to send me into jail just because, or I want to send me to jail just because. No, that's a toxic trait. I'm cooking.
So, another toxic trait. Let's see. Perception. Perception could be used as a toxic trait.
Ooh, boy. Explain that, because I feel it.
Because everybody has a certain perception, /mindset. But you change the perception, you change the mindset.
That's right.
So you could perceive to be one way. It's like a Trojan horse. I got in like this, but I'm not who I say I am.
Yeah.
I'm not as clean as you think I am. I'm not as helpful as I think I am. Anything.
What you call them, the deceivers?
Yeah.
The deceivers. Those people who be like, yeah, I got this. I hate people that do that. Let me not use the word hate. That's a very strong word.
Dislike.
I despise.
Damn near close.
Yeah. But it's really big because human beings, they put on a show. I guess they live a life for a show. They want people to see what it is or who they are. You know, it's not about just living. They want people to see who they are. So if you want me to see you one way and you're not really that way, then yes, that's a toxic trait because you're going to do that to everybody that you meet. It's going to be the same thing every time. And it's crazy because I don't know why, but it just made me think about the man who sued his wife. And it made me think about that because of the word perception. She went and got her face done. She went and got her body done. And she got married. The man married her. And I guess they lived a happy little life until he had kids with her. He had kids with her, and he didn't like how his kids looked, and he didn't feel like his kids looked like them. So he sued her and won. Why? Because of perception. That's a toxic trait. I got with you because I know what I want, I know what I like, and genetics don't lie. So being true to yourself, like I said, the human itself, that goes back to what I said, the human being itself is a toxic trait. Okay, how you look at it, because we think with emotion and
we're selfish.
And selfish. That's a big one.
We're definitely selfish.
Because everybody is like, well, what about me? Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, we're so hung up on who's going to take care of me. If this happens, who's going to make sure I'm good? I have to make sure I'm good. I have to make sure I'm okay. So with that being stuck in the back of your mind, that I have to make sure I'm good. With every action that you give, when you have that thought in the back of your mind, I, that's what you're going to portray. It's going to be a selfish thought. It's going to be a selfish action. So, you know, people need to think about that. And then with selfish actions and selfish thoughts come what? Bad, toxic traits. What? Toxic traits. I feel like calling a motherfucker back to back is a toxic trait. Because
you allow one phone call and one text. After that, there's no response on either. Let it go. Let it go. They'll get back to you. They probably busy.
You know they ignoring you. It ain't even the fact that they busy. You know that they are ignoring you. Period. They are ignoring you. Just go ahead and accept the fact that they are ignoring you. Mm-hmm. So if you call somebody back to back, even if they sleep, like, bro, they sleep. They ignore you. Let them sleep. Whatever it is. Don't be a toxin. Don't be a headache. It's so easy to give somebody else a headache because you're a toxin in their life. So easy.
Definitely.
Oh, kids. Your own kids. And y'all teaching y'all kids to be toxins in y'all lives.
Shoot, y'all use kids as a toxicity.
That's even worse. Now, that's even worse. You can't see your child. You can't. No, this is my baby. I gotta do what's best for my child. What is best for your child? Did you think about your child?
What's best for the kid is for both parents to have their input.
Did you think about your child? Toxic. What is a toxic trait? Like really define like what is a toxic trait? What is a toxic trait? What do you think a toxic trait is?
I mean, anything that pretty much makes a person. Sometimes I just feel like most of the time when people make themselves feel like a victim is a toxic trait.
That's a toxic trait. Victimizing is most definitely a toxic trait.
Because that is really like a deceitful way on how to try to keep somebody or make somebody feel less of themselves.
I've done that in a situation. I'm not gonna say it was a relationship, but I've done it in a situation.
It could be not even in a relationship. That toxic trait is a toxic trait.
Right,
You can do that with friends. You can do that with just strangers. You meet.
Exactly. What I'm saying, it was more of a manipulation tactic in my situation. So, we ain't gonna go too deep into that, but now that you talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I've done it before. I had to grow up. You have to grow up and grow out of certain things, but I'm not gonna say I haven't done it before. Everybody else is on my stuff. So y'all chime in. Tues Thurs on Dolla. Share, like, subscribe, comment. We got more people coming in.
Look who it is, guys.
What's going on? What's going on?
I had a bet. We had a bet going on, man. We had a bet, but you know, I have faith in Blue. I have faith in Blue.
No, you didn't.
He made it. He made it.
I don't believe you.
Juice, come sit down.
Yeah,
And you
baby,
can answer the
I have
question.
faith in Blue, man. I have faith in Blue.
Come sit.
Because what I tell you, I told you Obama was gonna be here at 7:30, right? It's
Yeah.
7:33.
Yeah, you did say that.
Because he said 6:30,
Juice
6:45.
had to
I knew what you was doing. I knew what you was doing. I knew what you was doing.
He in the building. You said the word today. He in the building. Juice.
I didn't charge my phone there.
My phone did. That's how you come up in the building. Oh,
Yes,
we're on
sir.
live right now.
It's all right.
YouTube live,
Join in. Hop in. Join in. So, Juice,
bro.
you got to catch the question.
Definitely need some treats. I ain't bring one. Thought I was. I forgot my book bag.
You have to catch the question, Juice.
What?
Call me on.
What's good?
Juice in the house.
Hey, what's good, people? Sorry, I look a little rough.
Hold on.
Don't mind the chips because I'm hungry.
I hate it.
I can't. My phone's on 2%.
It's all right.
There's a box.
Okay, so
And a cord.
before I go check on my food, we're going to ask Juice this question. So, Juice, today, the question of the day is, what do you consider a toxic trait? What is a toxic trait? It's a lot of them, but, you know, what is your toxic trait, and what do you consider a toxic trait? It could be whatever. You know, I'm going to go check on my food. Go ahead, Juice.
Y'all stop paying me attention. I'm sorry. This is good.
It is. Boy,
What do I consider a toxic trait? Or what are my toxic traits?
Go.
I'm not going to say my toxic traits.
that's the thing. Yeah, we each did.
You're not going to share them?
We each did. I know it's multiple, but just share
You're not
one.
going to share them?
She got a Rolodex. I know you at least got
I'm
three.
not
three
gonna
or
roll
four.
with it. Hold up
I
now.
know
I'm
you
not
got
gonna
three or
roll.
four, so
Don't do that.
just
I'm
burn
not
one out.
I'm not
Burn
that
one
bad.
out, man.
I'm not that bad.
I be
I'm
trying to
not
get
that
a
bad.
Rolodex and at least three.
I'm
I know
not
this
that
nigga
bad.
ain't talking because
My toxic trait, I didn't do out of most of them.
I done
but
said
they
mine.
said they didn't stem
I
from
done said
emotions.
mine.
I can't say that most of my toxic traits is stem from emotions.
My toxic traits really ain't got this stem with emotions. It really is just more work ethic. I guess you could say.
Workaholic could be a
I'm a
toxic trait.
workaholic. Sorry.
I mean, that was a lame one to say, but I mean, I know you got more toxic traits than that. But I mean, it's
What?
that's a little light. Yeah, I can go with that. Workaholic. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm a workaholic. That's a very bad toxic trait that I learned because I prioritize my work over more than just relationships, family, everybody. I don't really care.
That nigga said, get to the bag. You
Trying to get
he
to my
said,
bag, like
he got somewhere you want to
But
be.
you're not trying to help me. Get to that bag. I'm really not 130% invested.
Okay.
I got my own thing going. Like,
Okay, so
something like that.
give us about 2 or 3 things that you think are toxic traits besides yours.
Something that you hate.
Cleanliness.
I said that.
I hate that shit with a
That's
passion.
it.
Like, get the fuck away from me.
Damn, hit on the head.
Yeah, I said that.
That clean shit, do not do that with me. I'm sorry. I know, I walk.
You gotta be at a certain level to have that certain
Yeah,
type
you,
of
I was just about to say that.
If you got that ring around your finger, then I allowed you to do whatever the fuck I allowed you to fucking do.
No, to a certain extent, because I do agree. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, I was clingy to my
In the drawer.
And in other instances, he felt like I wasn't. So,
And there's a cord.
he felt like I wasn't, and I felt like I was. So I don't know.
She probably was.
That's what I said. He felt like I wasn't, and I felt
wasn't?
like I was. Yeah.
He felt like you wasn't. He
Well,
liked you.
I felt like I was.
He
Like,
liked
I felt
that.
like I needed more attention.
He like that.
But I am a type of person who feels and understands and knows that.
That's a seaport.
This is a seaport.
Oh, your fast show?
Understand and know that I lost my train of thought. Dang. Oh, that work is it's prioritized. Now I let a man work. Now that's something I will do. You can go to work and I won't have no issue with that. You can work from Sunday to Sunday.
But are you gonna call him? Are you gonna call him during that time?
No.
That whole time?
No, I don't have to talk to you. Right
You
here.
know my dad.
If you call me and talk to me while you at work, okay, fine. But I don't have to call and talk to you while you at work. I can talk to you after the fact. I can do that. We can do that.
But what if the person that you talk to is like me, where they work 2 jobs and they go straight from one to the other? What was you gonna do?
Okay, fine. But my thing is about human beings because I don't really have no issue with going without talking to you. My issue would be people who say they have time. I don't like people who make time or put time aside and then they don't adhere to that time. They always shifting the time around. Okay, when you do it once or twice, okay, fine. But when it's repetitive, when you're always doing it, and I'll be like, okay, keep your time because you're always rescheduling on me, and I'm not gonna keep making time for you because you said you was going to make time for me, and then you prioritize your work first. Don't make the time for me if you're going to continue to go to work. Just continue to go to work, and I'm gonna just know you're a workaholic, and I just holler at you when I can.
That's what I was about to elaborate on him because he was saying he was like, I go from one job to the next. But at what point of the relationship, when it's not even dating no more, that you really, this is the person you find, she's not really annoying you like that, but now y'all in a relationship, she can't even contact you during your work state.
I never said that they can't contact me during my work state. Like, just know, like, if you do, depending on which job I'm at, you might, you know.
We don't get plenty of times around
More
where
likely gonna get rushed off the phone unless we're actually talking about something important. Like, I understand you, like, people folks will do that.
But I'm also saying, if it's the one after dating, she's gonna know that she can only call you for an emergency.
Nah, I know
And
that.
stuff like that.
But no, at the same time, she's also gonna know, cool, I might not be able to talk on the phone with him as much as I want to during the day because he is at work or whatever. But I know at his second job, he's a little bit slow. I'll probably be able to get him a special, especially if he has a cell phone. But more likely, they're going to shoot me a text message.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But also, if it's an emergency and you're in this relationship, because it's a give and take kind of thing. Are you able to say I'm gonna be late or I can't commit it because I'm
I mean, yeah, I've done that multiple times. Anything that's actually important, like if it's family oriented or an emergency, yeah, it's not hard for me to change my schedule. Like clients understand, and if they don't understand, oh fucking well. Like I'm not about to sit here if my child is injured or something just because you want a haircut. Like no, I'm not buying. Same thing if it's my significant other and something major has happened and they need my attention, like it's dire. If it's on some, oh, I'm just having a real bad day type shit, I'm gonna be like, yo, hey, look, I understand that. We can handle that when I get off of work. But right now I'm at work. But if you're talking about, oh, I done got into an accident or some actual emergency, I'm dropping what I'm doing. That's not a problem at all. I'm gonna drop what I'm doing and I got to come to you.
How much time or how much?
Because you always gonna have time to fuck it, see, like.
How much?
You ain't gonna have no time.
Man,
How much?
You ain't gonna have no time.
I got a question. How much time do you feel like it's okay to prioritize to date your significant other or your wife or whatever? Because dating in relationships is important. So by you prioritizing work and by you not just sitting things aside just to date, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you go about dating your wife or dating your significant other if you prioritize your work to that extent?
I mean, if work is prioritized to a certain extent, but at the same time, every job you have offer. Like I work a lot, but guess what? You more than likely know my off days. As far as from the job where I actually have to clock in, you know what days I'm off. So with that being said, if you're trying to hang, let's schedule something for those days that I'm off. Because yes, I may work at my other job or whatever, but that schedule is flexible, extremely flexible. Ain't nothing that, hey, can you come in earlier? Or can you come later? That's not a problem compared to when you have to clock in.
Right.
Your type of schedule, is no spontaneous.
Nah, depending on what day it is, there could be a spontaneous because every person has played hooky from work before. You feel me? I got cold. Oh, I got the food poisoning, the stomach bug. Every person that had a real job when some shit done really that they really let it be a weekend. Let it be one of them weekends. Your peoples done came in town. You done tried to get off work. They ain't give you time off. And the shit going down. I bet money you all of a sudden, oh my God, I've been throwing up for the last 3 hours. It all happened after I went and got some food from this place. Yeah, food poisoning, right? All right, cool. You spontaneous can happen. Folks get sick all the time. Just, you just ain't going. You gotta be smart about how you be spontaneous with some taking off when you got a real job now. But you fuck around and keep spontaneous to take off, and then you really gonna need to come off, and they gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna play.
You gotta get that place hooky and gets caught on the jumbotron at the game.
No,
that'll be him.
Not even. I walk around too much at the game. That'd be her.
That'd be me.
I ain't getting caught on no jumbotron.
I get caught on the jumbotron. I don't even like to you. YOLO, BI. You only live once. So if I'm on the jumbotron, I'm gonna take every opportunity because I always wanted to be on one. I don't care what I'm doing on it. Okay. So that'll be me. Get caught on the jumbotron.
You said, but for me, if you want to.
Whoa.
Nah, just some brotherly exchange.
Whoa.
We cool.
That's what.
That's my boy Blue right there, man.
Shut your ass up. We are live, sir. What is wrong with you?
Y'all funny. I just want y'all to know.
Let's go. We can't watch that lead show. We can't tell them.
Don't, please don't.
We can't.
Don't. Behave yourselves.
We always try.
No baby, no touch, y'all. I ain't smoking in a little while.
Behave yourselves. That's all I got to say to y'all. See, toxic. You see that? Toxic. Toxic.
And she's the ringleader.
Toxic relationship.
Ringleader. Instigator.
Oh,
Instigation is a toxic trait.
Another
Instigation is a big toxic trait.
Another toxic trait that I can't stand.
I don't instigate these.
I don't like
I love
women that drink too damn much. I'm
Boy.
sorry. Like you can
After a while, you
get
can
your drink. I don't mind that. Drink your wine, drink your little cocktails and margaritas and shit like that. But nigga, if you drinking that shit like it's water, bro, stay the fuck away.
And every day. And every day.
Tequila me down.
Once a week is fine. Once a week is fine. Twice a week is
I know
fine.
y'all gonna be like
3 times a week
But
is
you know,
pushing it.
you know,
But every
I know
day.
they're gonna be like some. But you smoke every day. Okay, that's a blunt. You're
But you
talking
know
about
what's so
something
crazy?
that damages your brain cells.
I understand you to the fullest. I do, because your body do need a break from that. But another thing with that is drinking every day. Like that. It's a phase, I feel like. For some people. I'm not gonna say anybody.
Not in our industry.
But I feel like for some people it's a phase because at some point in time in their life when they get a certain age, I gotta understand that a lot of them folks they be like, ooh, tequila me down, blah, blah, blah. They also are younger than y'all. So yes.
Man, most everybody around us hit 30. I know, like talking about stuff tequila me down and what's that one thing? What's that one thing you saying? Booty hole brown and shit. I'm like, why you 30 years old saying that shit?
First of all, the song just came out. It's just a stupid, catchy ass song. This song's stupid as fuck. This is a stupid ass song. I don't like it. It's stupid because I don't like it. It's stupid.
Your foot pain, a booty hole brown.
Our music is toxic. Our music is toxic, and we don't even realize.
Y'all please excuse our comfortness. Don't worry, eventually we gonna have.
Yeah, we say comfy mode. I got off work. It was hot.
Well, eventually that is the right way, with all the mics and everything set up. But everything got started from somewhere. We started on the couch. What's good? You feel me?
2 cents to come out anywhere.
Don't act like y'all know. Don't act like
You might
y'all.
catch us on the street one day interviewing. Better be ready.
Don't act like y'all know about the comfy couch.
The big comfy couch. Y'all remember the damn song with that fucking clown, that scary clown ass girl with the damn thing.
Don't come right with the doll named
Muffy
Molly.
or whatever her name is.
With the doll named Molly.
Yeah,
Don't come for her. She had the doll named Molly.
Nah, she was weird.
I like her.
Fucking clowns. Why y'all, any of y'all that like clowns, y'all are weird too.
You say people that like clowns are toxic.
Yeah. Oh, that's a definite toxic trait. If you like clowns, if you like going to the circus and all of that crap, and yeah, that's an automatic toxic red flag. You got go. Got go.
Stealing clothes.
That's a toxic trait. Don't steal my damn hoodies. I like to stay warm during the winter.
And then the number one rule of stealing clothes is
don't get caught.
You also got to get the drawers. Don't try to take somebody's stuff.
So, and don't get the drawers.
Don't get the drawers up. Like,
stingy thief. You a stingy thief.
You can't walk out of here with my stuff and you didn't bust that ass open.
That's cool. Cause what are yours? I'm still.
That's
I'm not about to steal no other niggas hoodie that you done stole and kept. I can't do
That's
that.
a real toxic trait. You know how many women I met that had guys' boxes and stuff like that and didn't give them none? I'm like, so how do you get this man stuff?
It's cool. I'm gonna steal the
they like our stuff. They're comfortable in our
I'm
stuff.
gonna just be honest with y'all.
They are comfortable in our stuff. Do not let them take it without
the answer is
taking
no.
it.
I'm gonna be honest when it comes down to that. When it comes down to me personally, If I ain't sleeping with you, I ain't taking your drawers. That's creep shit. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of creeps out there.
So,
Men
first
too.
of all, I'm
Men too.
not even taking your drawers unless I have to.
And out here sniffing
unless
panties.
unless I have to put your
And then
drawers on because of whatever reason, because it's the only thing I can really like slide on that won't slide off me, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But I ain't trying to steal your
Wrap your
drawers.
ass
I really
around
ain't.
in the towel. Okay.
Now I will ask for your hoodies, but I'm not the type of person to just take your shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you allow me to wear it and I wear it home and then I just don't say nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I can't hold it.
Unless you just don't get it that way. So that's one situation. But beyond that, I don't want your underwear. I don't know.
Straight from that one cargo shirt. No, let's try to. I roll the hood.
I might take your sweatpants. Now sweatpants. Sweatpants.
Man, I already had enough trouble trying to get this retarded nigga to get to the damn shop. Yeah. Your battery energy saver is turned on.
Dang. Y'all got good eyes for that.
All day, every day.
I think that little bad dog is barking at Manuel.
He's here.
I don't know.
Oh, baby.
Fourth member of the
I want to hear what you got to say about it.
being late is a toxic trait.
I said it earlier before we even
I said
got
I
started.
was gonna be late. I told them earlier that I had
Every day, when you know you got a standing appointment and you're late, you haven't been on time not once. It's a toxic trait.
I think he's only on time for his own question.
That's crazy. Like knocking on the door, I don't know.
That's crazy. That's why I have a dog barking at somebody else.
Oh. He ain't coming. It's 8.
She said he was coming here to run something by me too.
I'm all of them.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I know what it ain't gonna be. Yeah, she tired of me. Yeah, y'all like our brief intermission. Don't pass no attention.
No, it's a brief intermission.
Yeah.
Waiting for the fourth toxic member to say his toxic trait.
Y'all funny. I just want y'all to look at it.
You the toxic queen.
Man said 6:30, 6:45. Someone said
I just set myself.
this rocks out stuff upstairs.
Gun control. People gun control.
He about to turn in.
If he ain't got no head, he ain't popping here.
I think we need to start this show over and only make this show an hour today. Sammy P.
Huh?
So I think we should start the show over and make the show an hour today.
End it. Y'all want to end this one? Y'all want to end it? Y'all ain't got nothing else to say about y'all talk fast?
No, I'm saying we're gonna start the toxic thing with just make it an hour because this whole first hour was just unorganized and out. Phone ring.
Really nice.
Yeah, I was about to do it right now.
Oh, your phone ringing. Ryan Jenkins.
Huh?
Jenkins.